Welcome to Grandad's Reviews. In this video, we're going to have a look at what the RAW format and how you record it in the XS10 for stills affects your frame rate. Now, in the XS10, you can get up to 30 frames a second in electronic shutter, and you can also save RAWs as uncompressed, compressed and lossless compressed. Now what we'll have a look at is, does that make a difference to how many frames a second you actually get? How long that will maintain it, how quick it will fill the buffer, and how quick it will empty the buffer. So we'll set the camera up, we'll do a very quick test and to see if it makes any difference. I'm doing this because I've seen recently on different YouTube channels I watch about the new Sony A1 and the Canon R5 and R6. Now they can shoot high frame rates, but they're limited. Like they have to have a certain AF setting, battery has to be so many milliamps left in it, and things like that. So I thought, well, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the XS10, because it's got those three ways of recording RAW files, and see if it makes any difference. Now I have tried with the AF. It doesn't matter how you have the AF, you still get the same 30 frames per second. There's no restriction on that. So I just want to have a look at the actual RAW format. Will that make a difference? So let's set the camera up and give it a go. Right, so I've got the camera set up. What I'm going to do is we'll change to electronic shutter. We'll go to 30 frames a second, and then we'll fire a burst at uncompressed, lossless compressed and compressed. We'll see how long it goes for before it fills the buffer and how long it takes to clear the buffer. So let's set it to electronic shutter. And then we'll change it to 30 frames a second. So we're on high 30 frames a second, and let's change the format. So we're going to start with uncompressed. So we've set everything else in manual. ISO's manual, f-stop, shutter speed, and the autofocus is on manual, so it's locked off. So we'll press the button, and I'll release the button when the actual buffer fills and it stops doing the fast frame rate, and then we'll watch the little light and see when it goes out. So here goes. So that was the shutter stopping and the little lights flashing. And that was it cleared. So what we'll do now is we'll go in, change the settings, and we'll change it to lossless compressed. So everything else is staying the same. So I go to lossless compressed. So here goes. Little red light flashing again. And that was that. So what we'll do now is we'll go and change it to compressed and see if that makes any difference. We're on compressed RAW now. So here we go again. And the light's flashing. And that's that one done. Just for comparison, let's do JPEG just to see how much difference JPEG makes. We'll leave it on JPEG Fine. So here we are on JPEG Fine. Everything else is the same. Let's see how that does. Here we go. And I don't actually think it's going to fill the buffer. Oh, there we go. Let's see how quick that clears. And it's all cleared. So I'll put all my settings back and let's see how that worked out on the computer. Let's get back to the computer. And so there you go. That's I look at how the RAW file format affects frame rate on the Fuji X-S10. And as we can see that in the very unscientific and very quick test I've done, the compressed actual format gives us a better success rate. So in compressed we've got, it managed 22 images and cleared that buffer in 4 seconds. Lossless compressed, very close. In fact, I would say it's probably about the same, and it's only really down to me pressing the button and releasing it in slightly different times. We ended up with 20 images, which were cleared in 5 seconds. And obviously, there's a big difference between them and the uncompressed ones, where we only got 17 images, which cleared in 10 seconds. But if you want the best, just go with JPEGs. Got 145 images, which cleared in 7 seconds. So that's my look at the frame rates and the RAW compression. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that like button and help the channel. Till next time, see you later.